I'm good, all of you. Good evening. Welcome to class. Is there some confusion? This is a BBA class, isn't it? I can see students of MBA in the class. Am I right? Okay. So I was just thinking about teaching something to the BBA students. So I am not very sure if it will be help to the MBA students or not. Okay. So we can just start. So this is with reference to the BBA students. Do you remember the different curves which we did in the previous class, and even for MBA students? Do you all remember the different types of curves which we discussed? The different situations which a firm may find itself in when it is operating in a perfectly competitive market. What are the different conditions which it may come across? What was the first one? The first thing is that the time period is divided into two classes, short run and long run. So talking about the short run, what is the first type of possibility? Super natural. Prabha, it's super normal, 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 okay, normal profit. Good evening, Sunil. So it is about supernormal profit. Yeah, hi. So can you tell me the different types of situations which a firm may come across? And I think it will be very great if we'll revise the topic which we did in the last class, both for BBA, both for MBA. Okay. Yes, we discussed about this particular topic. So and I think many of you were not there in the class. Who all were not there? Can you just raise your hands? Who all missed out on that particular topic? This one, equilibrium of firm under perfect competition. Okay, Muhammad Tariq, you were not there in the class held on Thursday and on Saturday. You were not there. Okay, who else was not there? Okay, Sunil, you missed out. Lakshmi, I don't think you were also there. Lakshmi and then Muhammad Shafwan. You were also not there. In my Thursday's class, I just had 3 students. So, okay, Sunil is saying, Sunil has raised hand. What about others? Just 1 minute. Okay. So I'll just repeat the particular topic with you. It will be beneficial for the others as well who were not able to attend the class, or even who did the class. I don't think this is a topic which one can understand in one go. Prabha, did you go through the textbooks? No? Okay. So means I'm just asking, were you able to understand the different graphs, the different curves which we did yesterday? It's for everybody. In fact, Kelvin, were you there in the last class? Okay. But Lakshmi was not there. Muhammad was not there. Sunil was not there. Muhammad Tariq was not there. So I'll just start with this. All right. So Kelvin, going by Thursday's class, can you tell me something about this topic? how is the equilibrium of the firm under perfect competition determined? How do we determine that? Kelvin, could you tell me? Okay, so I'll just go to the main part. I'll just revive all this very quickly, that what is a firm, what is an industry, how is the price determined. I'll not go in detail, and then we'll go to the graphs which we have discussed. Okay, so a firm is a business unit which is either into the production of goods or into the transformation of raw materials into goods and services. So it can be a seller or it can be a service provider. It can be either of that. So a firm is an individual unit, and when we group up lots of firms together, when we put them together, then they become the industry. Okay, so it is a business unit which owns, controls and manages a plant or plants, where plant refers to the technical unit, the manufacturing unit. So this is just what we did yesterday. There are three types of firms: commercial, industrial and financial. Commercial means the general business units which operate in the market in the form of wholesalers, retailers. Good evening, Saintin. We are doing the yesterday's topic only. I mean, we are just revising it, and whatever was left in that we will be discussing, and then okay. So the next is industrial firms. They are like the workshops where some kind of manufacturing takes place. It can be manufacturing, it can be repair, anything, but that falls under the category of an industrial firm. And financial firms are those which deals in finance, like banks, insurance industry, mutual funds. These all will be categorized into the category of financial firms. Now, what is industry? Industry is a group of these type of firms. So it's a group of firms producing a homogeneous product. Homogeneous means a similar type or a similar kind. So then in this case the product is exactly similar. So, and we can also say that firm is that company which operates in that industry to create the product. The example which we have been discussing is that of KFC. KFC is a firm. It is a part of the food industry. It is operating in the food industry, providing goods in the food industry. Okay. Yes, this is. Then what is perfect competition? It is like a market condition in which there are many sellers and many buyers, and they all offer same product. The product is exactly same, and there is no restriction on the entry and exit of firms from the market. They can enter and exit, leave the market whenever they feel like, and the price in this type of market is determined by the market itself. That is the interaction between the demand and supply. That is going to decide the price. Okay, and that is the price which has to be accepted by every firm which is operating in that industry. If there is any firm which does not operate or which does not want to sell at that price, it can leave the market. So same points have been written over here. And the example of perfect competition is the vegetable market, fruit market, or grocery market. The same products are there and they are available at the same price. You buy potato from one vendor or the other, it is at the same price. So that is there, and everybody is aware of the market condition, means both the buyers and the sellers, they have full knowledge about the market, full information about the market. So under the perfect competition, firm is the price taker and not the price maker. So now the different types of curves under the perfect competition that we have seen in the last class for both BBA as well as MBA. You can just see this is the red line. This red line stands for, Prabha, what is this red line? Kelvin, Asiya, and who else was there in the last class? I don't think anyone was there apart from the Senthil. You were there. What is this red line? What does this indicate? Elastic demand. Prabha, it's PE curve. So what is that PE? PE stands for what? Price elasticity. Razi, I'm saying, sorry. Kelvin, can you tell me? What is this red line for? What does this indicate? Think, all of you. No, not at all. It stands for, this D means this red line. This red straight line is the line for, it indicates that average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. Okay? It shows that average revenue and marginal revenue are equal, and that is related to another previous slide which we have discussed, in which it came out to be 5 per unit, isn't it? So that is that only. You know, there are some days in which you don't feel like studying. Similarly, on some days the teacher doesn't feel like teaching. So it is one of those days when I'm not at all like, I don't feel like teaching today. That is why I didn't take any new topic. And moreover, the topic which we discussed in the last 2 classes is a little difficult one. So I'm pretty sure that it is not a topic which can be understood in one class. It needs revision, constant revision. Then only you can like understand it well. So now the next is, what is an equilibrium? So equilibrium means the state where every business wants to be. It is a state of best profit. We can say it is the state or the or the point at which a firm doesn't want to move. It wants to stick to that point, because at this point it is either getting the maximum of profit or it is either getting the minimum of losses. So in both the situations it is the gain, it is the gainer. So that is why it will not it will have a tendency to stick to that point only. So that is the point of equilibrium, and with the help of the different types of curves which we have, we will be finding the equilibrium point for the firm under different types of market situations. Okay, so in the words of Hansen, a firm will be in equilibrium when it is of no advantage to increase or decrease its output. Yes, it will be at equilibrium at that point. Now there are two conditions, two most important conditions which needs to be satisfied for a firm to be in equilibrium. Although there are 4 points, but 2 of them are of utmost importance. So let's see each of them, and then I'll tell you which are the 2 most important ones. It is saying that the profit of a firm is equal to the difference between the total revenue and the total cost. Yes, this is simple mathematics. The profit which we are going to get will be the difference between the revenue earned and the costs incurred. Like I get a purse for rupees 50. So my cost is 50 and I'm selling it at rupees 55. So my revenue is 55. So 5 is the profit. The difference between my revenue and my cost. That will be my profit. So 5 is the profit which I am getting for that product. So for the equilibrium, there should be profit. Then this is the most important point. It is marginal cost must be equal to marginal revenue. Marginal cost and marginal revenue must be equal to each other. Then the marginal revenue and marginal cost must be equal, and moreover the marginal cost curve should cut the marginal revenue curve from below. This is how it comes out. I'll show it to you. This is the graph for a firm operating in the perfect competition market. So this is the market price which every firm will. Yes, Prabha. Right now in perfect competition only, and then consequently we are going to study about everything, like after perfect, how is it in monopoly, how is it in monopolistic competition, every condition. So this one says that average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. This line shows this. Okay, then this is the first condition. Then the next condition is that this is the marginal cost. MC stands for marginal cost. So the marginal cost curve must cut the marginal revenue curve from below. Okay, it should always cut from below. This marginal cost curve will be a slight J. It will be something like this. Okay, it will, sorry, I'll draw it once again. It will be a slight J type of a thing. So it should always cut from below. Suppose I have now in this curve, sorry, I have drawn a V. Now this is like, if I assume this one to be the marginal cost curve, so it is cutting this line at 2 points, at this point and this point. But the point of equilibrium is this one. Why? Because at this point, this curve is cutting from below. At this point, it is cutting from above. It is coming from above, it is cutting, and then it is going further. But when we are talking about this point, it is cutting from below only. So this is the point of equilibrium. Okay, point of equilibrium, that is E. So these two conditions are very important. The first is that the marginal revenue and average revenue must be equal to each other, and then the marginal cost curve must cut the marginal revenue curve from below. Without this, there cannot be equilibrium condition. Okay, so three conditions, and the fourth one is the firm has no incentive to change its behavior. That is not important again. Just a minute. Yes. So again, the same thing has been shown in this graph. This red line is the average revenue is equal to marginal revenue, and this yellow is the marginal cost curve, and it is cutting at 2 points, point B and point A. But this point A is the point of equilibrium, because over here the marginal cost is cutting from below. The marginal cost cuts the marginal revenue from below at point A. So point A is the point of equilibrium. Okay, everybody, is it clear? Everyone? Okay. This is very important because this will form the basis of every graph. If you know how to draw this, then you can draw the graphs under different market conditions. It will be very easy. Okay. Now, the time period of the market is always divided into two frames, short term and long term. So short term is the time period in which lot of changes cannot be made, lot of changes cannot be introduced. We can only make some small changes. And in the long run, we can make lots of changes. We can change everything. Everything will be variable in the long run. But in the short run, most of the things will be fixed. Only few things will be variable, and the thing that can be variable in the short run is the labor. We can only vary the quantity of labor in the short run. We can either increase it or decrease it as per our requirement. But in the long run, we can increase the labor, we can increase the land, we can increase the capital, anything. If we want, we can change it according to our requirements. Okay. So if it's a short period, the price determination will be determined by the demand, and if it is a long period, it will be influenced by the supply, because in the long period we can change the supply. We can produce lots of goods and bring it in the market, introduce it in the market. But in the short run, we can only fluctuate the prices to meet the demand. Okay, so this is important, that in the short run equilibrium, a firm may have these situations. One is the supernormal profit, one is the normal profit, then next is minimum losses, and next is the shutdown point. So shutdown point is the point at which the business will stop further operations and it will come to an end. Okay, and supernormal profit, normal profit, and minimum losses are the three other types of situations. And when we are studying about the different graphs under these conditions, we will also be studying about SAC. SAC stands for the short run average, Cost, because profit is always determined on the basis of cost and revenue analysis. So we need cost also along with the revenue. So let's start with the first one. Is it looking scary? The graph is looking scary. Does it seem scary? Difficult? No. That's really good. It is, na, Sunil? Yeah. So, but it is very easy to plot it. Okay. It's just scary at the first instance. Once you learn how to make it, you will find it very easy and you'll enjoy making it. Okay. Yeah, Kelvin, that's really good that you're familiar with this. If you have studied economics in previous classes, like classes 11, 12, or sometime before that, then you can easily understand it. Otherwise, it will be little difficult, but with practice it will come. So the first is the situation of supernormal profit. Now, how is this supernormal profit calculated? Let us see that. Now, suppose this is a okay. Now this is the graph for supernormal profit. Now let's see how it is calculated. So after drawing the x and the y axis, the next thing that you are going to draw is the straight line, which means average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. Okay. Thanks for that, Prabha. Okay. So this is the first condition, that average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. So this is done. So the next thing that we have to draw in this graph is the short run marginal cost curve, or the marginal cost curve. Like this is, it's a tilted J, so it will come like this. So this is the marginal cost curve. So it is cutting this line at this particular point. So this is the point of equilibrium. So we can write E over here. Okay. Prabha, you can just type your answer over question over there, or you can ask it later on as you feel like. So we'll put E over here. E is the point of equilibrium, because at this point the necessary condition for equilibrium is being satisfied. Okay. Then after this, what is next? We saw in that PPT that they said that we will be taking SAC, that is short run average cost, into analysis. Now, what is this average cost? Average cost means the cost of production that is going to that will be incurred by the firm. So when the first situation is there, that is when we are talking about the supernormal profit, then at that point the this SAC, or the average cost, the cost should always be less than the revenue. Only then we can have supernormal profit. Okay. So for this we will be drawing the SAC curve over here. Okay. Below this line, below the line of average revenue and marginal revenue, we will be drawing this short run average cost curve. It's SAC. Okay. Then this is the point of equilibrium. So from this point we'll draw a straight line to this, a straight line touching this SAC curve, and from this we will draw a line parallel to the y-axis, towards the y-axis. So this will be this is it. That is just all. and this is the area of supernormal profit for the firm. Okay, supernormal profit means profit above the normal level, profit much more than what is expected. Alright, so this is the supernormal profit, and this is a phenomena which normally occurs when a firm operates for a very short period of time. We can say just a day, or at the most a week or 10 days, that's it. That is the only time when we will have this supernormal profit. That is it. Normally supernormal profit is not existing in the business on a normal basis. Alright. Prabha, your question is AR is equal to MR. It should be at what distance? This is just, it's like, it's a calculation. Nothing, no mathematical, nothing is there. It's just like by your judgment, you will have to draw the line. Okay, Prabha, there is no logic behind that. So this is it in this graph. Did you understand this, everyone? How is this supernormal profit arrived at? Kelvin, Lakshmi, Prabha, Muhammad, Sunil, Ashok, Seher, Muhammad, Asiya. Sunil, did you understand that? Now let's go back to the curve and see how is it calculated over here. Same thing. Okay, Muhammad, I think it will be much clearer when you will look at this clear graph. Okay, and that was a handmade, so a little bit distorted. You can just see, first is this red line, that is average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. Then after that we have drawn this short run marginal cost line, that is this, and it is cutting at point E. Okay, so this is the point of equilibrium. And then we are going to draw this white line, that is the short run average cost line. So it is again from E we have drawn a line straight over here to touch the white curve, and from there we have drawn a line towards this side, towards the cost line. So we get this gray area, that is the area of supernormal profit for the firm. Okay, now the next situation is the situation of normal profits. This is the normal operations, normal routine. So under the normal profits, the average revenue is equal to the short run average cost curve. Now you can just have a look, it's a simple graph. Again, first the red line will be drawn, that is AR is equal to MR. Then you will draw this this SMC curve, this yellow line. It is cutting at this point, so this is the point of equilibrium. Then from that you are going to draw then the next is to draw this short run average cost line. Now the average revenue and short run average cost lines has to be equal. They have to be equal. So the SAC is going to touch the red line at this point, at point E only, the point of equilibrium. Okay, so E will be the point of equilibrium. It will touch at this particular point only. So now previously the SAC was appearing over here. It was drawn like this, but now it is on the line. It is on the red line itself. Okay. So this is the analysis of that particular graph. It is saying the firm's equilibrium is at point E, where average revenue is equal to the marginal revenue, and equilibrium output is EM. EM is the equilibrium level of output. So this is the, this is a point which results in no gain in terms of money for an entrepreneur, as his profit is included in the cost of production. At this point, the average revenue and average cost are equal to each other. So it means our earning is zero, isn't it? we are not earning anything. Our revenue and cost are equal. We are getting the pencil for 10 rupees and selling it at 10 rupees only. So our profit is 0. Yes, we can say it's the break-even point, but the worst is when we come to the shutdown point, or when we start suffering loss, and the worst of them is the shutdown point. That also we will see. Yes. Now the next is the minimum loss. Now what is this minimum loss? It is the situation in which the revenue will be less than the average cost. Obviously, if our revenue is less than the cost which we are incurring, we are selling the product for 9 rupees and our cost is coming to 9.5 rupees. So that half rupee per unit is our loss. So how is this calculated? Same graph, just the position of average cost curve will change. Now again, the red line indicates average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. The yellow line indicates the short-run marginal cost. E is the point of equilibrium. Then this short-run average cost curve line, it is going to rise above this red line. Previously it was under the red line, then it came on the red line, and now it will rise above that. Okay, we'll draw it above that. So this is the depiction. SAC is appearing over here. From E, we are going to draw a straight line that will touch this SAC at A, this short-term average cost at A. So from A, we will draw a line towards this side. So we will have a rectangle in the end. So this rectangle is the area of loss which the firm is incurring. Okay. Let's draw it practically so it will become much clearer. So this is a straight line. This is a straight line. This is a straight line. Okay. So this is average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. Then the next thing is to draw the marginal cost curve. So this is the marginal cost curve. It is cutting at point E. So E is the equilibrium level. Now the average cost curve has to be drawn. Now this curve will be above the average revenue curve. It is the average cost curve, and we will add S before it because we are talking about the short term period. So it will be SAC, that is short run average cost curve. So this is the point. Now from this equilibrium point only, we will have to draw a straight line to touch this curve. Okay, not from this side, this is wrong. Since this is the equilibrium point, so the line will be drawn from here. And then we will draw a straight line towards this. So this is the rectangle for the area of loss which the firm is incurring at this point. Okay. Now did you understand the plotting? How is it done? Everybody? Okay. So this is the third, and now we go to the fourth and the last condition of the short run. That is, now even if the firm discontinues the production here, it will have to bear the loss of fixed cost, which is minimum possible loss of a firm. Okay, like if now the firm has realized that it is incurring loss, so there is no point in continuing with the production. So what it will do, it will stop the production, but still it will have to bear the fixed cost, because fixed cost cannot be altered in the short run. It will have to pay the rent of the building, the rent of the land. It may have to pay the salary to the staff. It cannot like avoid it. So this means the loss which is incurred is actually the fixed cost loss. Okay. Now we go to the last one, that is the shutdown point. The point at which the production should be stopped, because at this point the revenue is less than the average cost, and it is like even less. It is less than what it was in the previous graph. So just have a look at this one. So we'll start with this one. AR is equal to MR. That will be drawn first of all. Then we are going to draw the yellow curve, that is the marginal cost curve, and we will get our equilibrium point at point E. Now, at this stage, at the point of shutdown level, the average revenue is equal to short run average variable cost. Now, what is this average variable cost? Variable cost means the cost that can be varied. So, or rather it is the cost which will be incurred only when the production is being undertaken. It includes the cost of raw material, the cost of running the machinery and all that. So if like the average revenue is equal to SAVC, then what will be the situation? So in this case, what will happen is this short run average cost curve will go even further. Okay, previously in the previous graph we were drawing it at this point, but now we are going to draw it even higher. Okay, almost double length. Previously it was somewhere here, but now it will be here, and this is a new curve which is drawn in this particular graph. That is the SAVC. SAVC means the short run average variable cost. Okay. So this will touch at point E. We have to show this point, this SAVC also, because the condition is that average revenue and SAVC are equal. So SAVC is equal to the average revenue. That is why it is cutting at this point E. Otherwise it won't. If it would have been higher, it should have been somewhere here, but it is equal, so it will be at point E only. So this whole big rectangle which we have is the area of lot of loss to the firm, and in such a situation, it is not at all advisable to continue with the production. So now the firm will stop its production at this particular point. It has reached its shutdown point now. Prabha, this will be analyzed in the course of time. Okay, it will be done graphically, and it will be done on the basis of the calculations. So there are teams to do that, and once they are able to analyze this, then they can just stop it, and it will take at least we can say 15 to 20 days to analyze this. Okay. So that is it. So the minimum point of SAVC is called the firm shutdown point. So in such a situation, it is better to stop the production, because now we are incurring lots of losses. Our revenue is not even able to cover our fixed cost. So we should just stop our production at this point. This is an indication. Okay. So now The thing that is confusing in these graphs is the drawing of the this marginal cost, but it is easy to understand. How is it easy to understand? In the first graph, when there are supernormal profits, it will be below the red line, the line of average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. It will be below that, okay? Then when it is a case of normal profit, it will be on the line. It will touch the line. When it is a case of loss, then it will be above the line. It will go above. And when it is the case of shutdown point, it will go even above, double of this, okay? Double of this distance. It will be somewhere here. So this is how we remember where we have to plot the short-run average cost curve. First below the line, touching the line, above the line, and even above the line. This is the order in which it moves. Okay? This is how you can remember this. Is it clear, everyone? Those who attended the class previously, they will have a better understanding of it. And those who are studying it for the first time, they will find it a little difficult. And the best thing to be done is to refer to book. That is going to help you a lot. Okay, Muhammad, if you will go through the book, you will understand it much clearly, and it will be very good for you. Now, this hasn't been done yet, this particular thing. Now we are going to cover this new thing today. That is the long run equilibrium of the firm. Whatever we discussed till now, that was all in the short run. Now the next big thing is the long run equilibrium. What will be the situation in the long run? And this is normally what is practically happening in the business. So in the long run, the firm's output can be changed by both the variable factors and the fixed factors. So there is enough time for the new firms to enter the industry. Yes, we have enough of time. New firms can easily enter the industry because the long run means a period more than a year. Okay, so there is ample time. Then further, if the demand is increased, the supply can be increased or decreased according to the demand. Yes, because it is the long run period, we can change the factors of production and meet our demand. We can increase the supply to meet the demand. Then we can say in the long run, a firm can make all sorts of changes. So for the long run equilibrium, the long run marginal cost is equal to the marginal revenue, and the long run marginal cost curve cuts the marginal revenue curve from below. It is the same. The condition of equilibrium is the same. The marginal cost must be equal to marginal revenue, and marginal cost curve must cut the marginal revenue curve from below. So, but there will be only one situation in the long run, that is earning of normal profits only. There cannot be anything else. There cannot be supernormal profits. There cannot be any losses. The reason is that when a firm starts earning supernormal profit in the long run, then what happens is more firms come into the business. Because it is long run, there is no restriction. More units can come. Yes, Prabha, no shutdown also. More units can join in. So obviously the profit which was enjoyed by one firm only, it is now distributed. So instead of supernormal profits, we will only have normal profits. And similarly, if a firm incurs loss, then what it can do? It can increase the production, and by changing the factors of production, and then it can meet the demand, and hence it can meet the supply also, and hence there will be no loss to it. It will cope up with the situation. So just one condition exists. Yes. Now let's see. Now when the firm earns supernormal profit, then what happens? The existing firm will increase their production and the new firms will enter the industry. Okay. So the total supply will increase and the price will fall down and further results in normal profits of the firm. So because of this, the supply in the market will increase, and as the supply will increase, the price will come down, and because of the reduced prices, there will only be normal profits for every business that is there in the industry. Then on the contrary, if the firm is incurring losses, then what will happen? Some firms will leave the industry, which will reduce the total supply. Some firms might leave the industry because it is long run. We cannot calculate the shutdown point, Prabha, but it is possible that the firms can leave their industry, if they are having losses. So due to the decrease in supply, the price will rise, and once again the firm will begin to earn the normal profit. Now previously, because of the more suppliers, the prices were low. Now the supply has decreased, so price will again come back to its normal level and the firm will start earning normal profit. So in technical terms or economic terms, it is also termed as zero economic profit, as this is included in the cost of production, not in the economic profit. Yes. So profit over here does not mean earning any money. It just means sustaining the business. Okay, means we are neither in the situation of gain or loss. We are just in a very peaceful state. Now this is the graph for that. Okay, now let's see how is it. This is the original curve. This is the original average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. This is the original equilibrium point, point E. Now what happens is, if the AR rises to OP1, means the average revenue increases to OP1. If it goes above, the average revenue rises. The average revenue will rise. Then what happens? The firm's long run marginal cost curve cuts its marginal revenue 1 at E1. You can see this yellow curve. It is cutting at this point E1. So E1 is the new equilibrium point for the firm. It's the new equilibrium point. So it means now the firm is earning supernormal profits because the cost, the revenue is more than it's more than the cost. Then what will happen? The new business will enter into the market. New firms will enter the market. Then what will happen? Again from P1, the price will fall down to P, and again the equilibrium will be at point E only. This is the point of equilibrium again. Now suppose the price falls down to P2 because of the increase in supply. Yes. Now the price has fallen to P2. So this E2 will be the new equilibrium point, because we have assumed that this is the average revenue is equal to marginal revenue line. So it is cutting at this point. So this E2 is the equilibrium point. Now again, since the price has fallen down, that means the firm is incurring loss now. It is selling at a lower price lower than its cost. So that's a loss situation. So what will happen is that because of the loss, many weak firms, they will leave the industry. So again, the supply will go down to some extent. So again, the price will be pulled up because the supply is now less and the demand is more. So price will rise, and again it will come to this red line, that is P only. It will again reach this P, and this will be again the firm will attain E, the point of equilibrium. Okay, so what we can conclude is that in the long run, whatever the situation is, in the long run, the firm can earn only normal profit. Alright? There cannot be any supernormal profit, there cannot be any loss. There can only be normal profits in the long run. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So again, the thing is that you will have to go through your textbook. Only then the things will become clear. And Nived, you are coming to the class so late, just 3 minutes left. What's the use then? You have missed out the whole topic, isn't it? And it's a very difficult topic. So we can just wind up over here, and it's a request that you please go through your textbook so that you can understand the topic better, the plotting of the graph. And you can do one thing, you can just practice drawing these curves. Okay, this will help you a lot. You can just practice drawing them, then you will have a better understanding of the same. Alright, so we'll see you, I'll see you in the next class. So till then, it's bye from my side. Good night everybody, take care of yourself, give the feedback at the end, and see you all on Thursday in my next class. Okay, everybody, bye, thanks, take care, have a sound sleep, good night.